spinning. There we go.
We're live.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge here at Cigar, 2420 Government Street. We are joined by Mort, Bones, and myself, Maverick. Mort is from the COVID studios at his home, and me and Bones are here at the cigar shop, bringing you the show. Welcome, everybody. And
hey, guys.
Hope you enjoy the night.
Let me give everybody a left-hand wave for the first time in several weeks.
Yes.
It's at least 4
he's
weeks.
He's out of the contraption. Yeah, that he was wearing.
Contraption.
I don't know why it won't come out.
Yeah, I got approval to get out of my sling. I'm supposed to move it around a little bit, and driving today, I was doing the wax on, wax off, and
cool. How'd that feel?
That hurts a little bit doing the wax on, wax off. That
okay.
That's a little tight. So, yeah, it's still.
Come on, Mr. Miyagi, get it down.
Yeah, I'm trying. Wax on, wax off.
Danielson.
Yeah.
Danielson. So what you smoking, more?
I'm smoking a Southern Draw. Wow, I just threw the label over here, but it is the Kudzu.
The Kudzu by Southern Draw.
Southern Draw Kudzu, yes.
I am smoking a CAO Bones.
Oh, yeah? How do you like it?
In the shop.
How do you like it?
It's pretty good so far. Real strong.
We were talking about that earlier. I went and picked one up. I got the Robusto because I prefer the Robusto size. And then you got the Toro, right?
Right. So
the Toro's about another 1.5 inches, 2 inches bigger, longer maybe?
Longer, but not as thick.
For 60 cents more. So you get a little longer smoke.
Not necessarily, because it's not as thick. So the width of the cigar is going to allow it to smoke longer as well.
So what's the purpose?
What do you like in your mouth?
So a Robusto, you're going to get a lot more of this.
Kevin Shanahan joined us. Welcome.
Wow, look at him. He's wearing your same shirt. A Robusto, you're going to get a lot more of the taste.
Kevin joined us. Allie joined us.
Think about your Lancero. You know, you get some good flavor out of it, but you get a lot more smoke through a thicker Vitola, right?
Well, yeah, but you can get the. I'm a firm believer that the Lancero is you get more flavor out of it because it's more concentrated and you get more of the wrap.
Dude, you guys just froze up.
What are you talking about?
You froze up solid.
Are we still there?
Oh, now you're back. Oh, guys. Are you on the wireless or are you on the wired network?
No, we're hardwired every time.
Wow. I don't know what happened, but you guys just froze up solid.
Well, we do want Kevin Corbliss. I'm sorry.
So
and Allie's on.
Yeah, you're getting ready to have a visitor, Allie. Yay, we're happy for you. Happy for Brendan. Absolutely.
Right around the corner.
So you like the Lancero, and it gives you a more concentrated taste of less wrapper. You got a lot less wrapper, and you get a lot more of the flavor of the inside of the filler itself through the Lancero.
So we got to get this shit over. This corporate shit's got to stop. We got to get back in the shop and just sit and BS. And
well, I told you I forgot about today being Tuesday. Otherwise, I'd be there with you guys because our numbers in the our numbers in the state have declined to the point where we can be comfortable enough around the people that are part of our circle, knowing that you guys aren't out getting turned up every weekend.
Right.
So my apologies for coming from the COVID studios. Had I remembered it was Tuesday, I'd have been there.
Well, I should have texted you because he asked me, is Jeff coming on? I said, I don't know. I really.
With me teleworking until the end of the month, I work from the house, and I kind of forget that it's a work day because
Did they mandate you going back to work yet? They come back and say anything yet?
No,
they haven't said to us.
What we're watching is a couple of things. One of them is the rate of infection after Labor Day, which is past us already, but you've also got the storm with everybody getting together around the storm and all this stuff, and the influx of people from Louisiana into our area. So we're watching that for about a week and a half, and if the numbers stay where they're at now, then we're going to start integrating our students back into the building.
Right. What about the when you're talking about integration of people? Remember what happened with Sturgis when they had all the people up in Sturgis, and and they said that affected so many COVID-19 cases in over 8 states and blah 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 yada yada yada. Well, then you just had the motorcycle rally down in the Ozarks, the bike rally down there, where they had tens of thousands of people, and they were complaining about the same thing. This is just going to create more. But and they interviewed a lot of people down there, and they just basically said, if we get it, we get it.
Yeah.
How do I know it's not the flu unless I get tested for COVID?
See, I'm not down with it. If I get it, I get it, because I got a lot of problems, and well, I mean, besides some obvious ones, but I've got some underlying issues that make me a lot more concerned than somebody that's really healthy.
Oh, absolutely. Somebody, who was it? It was Caitlin the other day. Yes, just yesterday. She said one of her friends told her, well, we had a close friend died of COVID-19. He found out one day, like 2 days later, he was dead. But he also weighed, he was like 5'9", and weighed 400 pounds. Dude. So yeah, that's just waiting to happen.
Unnecessary risks.
That's just waiting to happen.
Yeah.
But we talked about before too, is do you necessarily, I mean, somebody like that big has heart problems, has lung problems, has diabetes, has all that. Exasperates all the other things. They don't necessarily die from
anesthetizes
too.
They
don't necessarily die from COVID-19, but COVID-19 didn't help them any.
Yeah, right. It magnified the situation that they were currently in.
Sure. Kevin, to answer your question, I'm working from home twice a week, simply because it was a little stressful on my shoulder to be at the office.
Tyler, good evening.
Continuously like that. And suntan, no. No.
It's a lighting problem.
Yeah, I'm not a sun person. I'm not a tourist.
No.
I'm not a tourist, so I'm not one that spends a lot of time, laying out in the sun and so forth. So
if it's over 80 degrees, he won't come sit by the pool with me.
That's not true. That's not entirely true. If it's over 90 degrees, I'm not going to be at the pool with you.
Yeah, and that's a lot.
I had something.
I'll hang out with you at the pool now.
Welcome, Randy. Randy's on. I went to school with Randy, high school.
Cool. Welcome, Randy.
Over 40. Well, what is this? 2020? Yeah, 40 years. We graduated 40 years ago in June.
Yeah, this coming June, because I'm going to be.
No, already.
Already, mine's going to be 39 years.
But I know what it was. I wanted to let Mort and I wanted the cigar prop Kevin Shahan to know. My son bought his stuff with him and gave me a couple of flags. So I got my Florida State flag flying up top, and I got a bigger Nebraska Cornhusker flag flying underneath it.
Oh,
because they got my daughter's been wanting football to start forever.
Yeah, she's going to be very disappointed.
I said, Kevin, Caitlin, I said, guess what? You got your wish. Big Ten's playing football. But she goes, no. Don't tell me they got Ohio State the first game. I say,
first game. In Columbus. In Columbus.
It could be ugly. But then again, there's a lot of teams that are out of shape because they haven't been practicing. They haven't been doing what they need to do. As a matter of fact, Notre Dame's first football game against Wake Forest is already canceled because of too many COVID-19 cases.
Well, if that happens, then if that happens in a Big Ten to one of the Big Ten teams, then they're going to be out of any opportunity to go into a bowl game.
Oh, absolutely.
They've limited the course of action to 9 weeks before the bowl selection committee meets, and there's no margin for error. There's absolutely none. So if it happens, it's their own fault. They can blame the commissioner and the schools for that, and so be it. That's life.
So what do you do?
Good evening, Ray.
They Cigar Enthusiast is on. Steve Finley, the chief is on. The chief is supposed to check with Bob, the cigar guy, to see if they're going to come on the show. Kerr just signed up. Oh, look at this. We got the bigwigs on tonight.
The trifecta of big guys.
So we doing Bones 1-on-1? We going at it?
We kind of sort of have. What am I smoking? Oh, I'm smoking the Rockefeller Maduro, and I have online, which I won in the prize pack from the Cigar Pop. I never had one, a Fox Cigar Maduros.
Huh.
He said I never had one.
I can't say that I've ever had a Fox cigar either.
But I'll find out.
Okay, so Stephen Finley is now banned from our show entirely.
I'm up with you, Chief. Big Ten's overrated, kind of like the SEC.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will. How many times are you going to play Michigan? Once?
Yeah, and it's the very last game of the season as well.
You see, that's a rivalry they get to keep. Florida and Florida State are 2.5 hours apart at most.
Right.
And they're not playing because they're not in the same conference.
Well, they decided, the SEC and the ACC decided not to play out of conference.
And I can understand that to a point, but rivalry is what football's all about.
Well, so since we're here, let's talk about it. Out of conference plays. You already mentioned Florida State. They're less than 90 miles away from one another. All right, so they're not playing out of. Say again.
Yeah, maybe it's only about an hour and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're not playing. They're not playing out of region. They're playing. They would be out of conference. An out of region game would be Florida State going to Wake Forest, which is a totally different region, or going to Syracuse, which is the Northeast region instead of the Southeast. They're totally different regions, and that was really one of the things that they had discussed, was trying to keep football in the same region so that we're not cross-pollinating our COVID sicknesses.
Right. So then how do you take Notre Dame into the ACC and not put them in the Big Ten and Big 12 for play like this?
For heaven's sakes, that conversation occurred like 20 years ago when the Big Ten was expanding. They had asked Notre Dame to join the Big Ten, and what it really comes down to is money. They have that NBC contract they did not want to share with a conference.
Yeah, she brought up a good point. Just what you said. He says he thinks it's ridiculous. Well, shit. I just got to do this. Hold on a second.
Yeah, it's the same thing that I just said. It's ridiculous to travel that far out of your region when the whole intent of playing interconference only was to stay out of, to keep from going outside of the regions. So yeah, it doesn't make sense for a Notre Dame to play Clemson because you're going from the Midwest to the South. It doesn't make any sense. Or Texas A&M going and playing West Virginia. I don't know if they're playing, but you get the gist.
I understand your point.
Yeah.
Now, all I know is football's on again. That's all that matters right now.
Out of all the conferences and all this discussion, I don't make any apologies for the Big Ten because I think the commissioner should be fired for rushing to judgment like he did. But the conference that comes out with the biggest stain is the Pac-12.
Oh yeah.
The smaller conferences, they also are to blame, but none of them really have playoff implications, or they have maybe smaller sub bowls that they were tied to that they're not going to play in. And that brings up another point, talking about crossing pollination. The Air Force Academy, their conference is not playing. The what is it? The Mountain Mountain Conference,
the MAC
whatever.
or whatever. I think they're part of the MAC. I can't remember.
Whatever they are. But the Air Force Academy is playing Navy and Army. So
they're going to travel halfway across the country to play somebody
because of the Commander's Cup.
So that's keeping a rivalry in.
Well, it's the Commander's Cup. It's Commander-in-Chief's Cup. So, yeah, it's the Service Cup.
That makes no sense, man. It makes absolutely no sense. But there's a good article. I don't know if you guys got to see it in the Cigar Weekly on GTO.
Oh, actually, I have not.
And Hypnotic, and talking about his new La Cura. I think that's how.
Yeah, La Cura.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
And in English, it would be The Cure.
Yep, it's a good little article. Oh, Josh Rushman just signed up.
Hey, Josh, how you doing?
UMS.
The only thing that I saw was big props to Cigars for Warriors for being named as
absolutely
the charity of the year. And I'm just going to say that is by far the best run charity that there is, dealing with cigars, dealing with our troops overseas. By no means is anything perfect, but I'm going to say that they're as close to perfect as anybody can actually be.
Okay.
God, I lost my train of thought, man. You got a lot of off the wall stuff that is definitely.
So we're still talking about football because Stephen brings up a point about the Big Ten and Trump. 3 of the chancellors of the Big Ten were against playing because the president got involved in the negotiations for the Big Ten to play football. And so those 3 liberal chancellors were perfectly happy throwing egg on the president's face and saying, we're not going to play. And you know what I got to say to them?
And not because you're much of a Trump fan, but for the fact that they were going against playing because of their
because of a political belief. Look,
correct.
Look, we've already said it before. We say it. We'll continue to say it. Politics and sports do not belong with each other. Play the damn game.
Right.
Now, where I saw politics and sports cross, I don't know if everybody really noticed it the other night when we were watching the fights. Colby Covington, when he won, he guaranteed.
Yeah.
He said the silent majority will come out in November, and he guaranteed a landslide victory for Trump on TV when he got interviewed at the end of the fight.
Realistic, and I'm a realist. When it comes down to politics, I prefer the Libertarian Party and their platform, but I'm a realist when it comes to reality and getting things. I kind of see the way things are. I don't see a total landslide, but I'm thinking that the Democratic Party is going to be surprised by how many electoral votes the president actually gets. They're anticipating, that they're going to win, not by a landslide, that they're going to win slightly. That's what they're anticipating.
Who's anticipating that?
The Democrats.
The demos.
That they're going to win by a slight margin, and they're counting on New York electoral votes and California's, and they're hoping that Florida swings their way. They're thinking that Ohio is going to swing their way, so they're counting on a slight win because the middle section of the country is all about blue, or red. I'm sorry, they're all about the red. They're all about Trump. And you can see that in his rallies. I don't see them getting what they're expecting. I think that they're going to be very surprised at the end of the day. And Hillary's even come out and told Biden, do not concede if you lose. They're going to bring this up into the courts again, like we did with the Chads and all that crap.
Absolutely. It's going to be before January before we know a president.
Oh, it's going to be horrible. It's going to be the most contested presidential race that we have seen bar none. Mark my words for it. Mark my words. You heard it here from me. I think it's going to be the worst night that we've ever had in presidential history.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Nor am I. I think that, you know, an honorable person, if they're beat, takes the high road and congratulates the victor. Well, we have gone beyond that. We're no longer a nation of taking the high road and being the gentleman with regards to these type of things. We are so polarized that if we don't win, to coin their own phrase, we're going to burn this bitch down. And that's just the wrong approach to take, in my opinion.
Well, before we go further, let's thank our sponsors real quick. We got Greater Home and Auto with Mike Bryant, and he's sitting here and one of his co-workers, worker bee or whatever.
Underlings.
Like Caleb. Caleb's back in the shop.
Yay, Caleb.
Yep. And we got Frontline Cigars, who's bound now, GTO Cigars, the Cigar Enthusiast, and the Cigar Prop.
Yep. Oh, so what? What?
Yep.
Wait, when did this happen?
Last week.
Cigar Prop?
Yep.
Really?
New sponsor.
Yeah. Where's our Cigar Prop garb? When are we showing off the Cigar Prop?
We'll talk about that later.
So we're getting stuck, huh? Okay.
No. No.
That figures. That's Kevin Shanahan for you.
No, he helps us out quite a bit, man.
Oh, I know. I'm just picking, and he knows I'm picking at him.
If you
so that's how you won the draw, because I get it now. That's how you won. You won. I got it.
I won the draw because I picked My Father Cigars.
Yeah.
Watch his show, and you might win something.
I get it now.
I watch all the shows, man. I also won a 5-pack from Stogie Press for going on the show. All you got to do is go on the show, leave a couple comments, they stick your name on a wheel, and they spin it. Stogie spins it the next Saturday morning.
Wow. Nice. Very nice.
But I did finally get rid of, I did give away that penis-looking ashtray to one of the guys from the HERF that we do on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. They give away once a week. They have to spin on the wheel. Somebody donates something or whatever, and I gave a 5-pack to one person, and I sent the ashtray and a 5-pack to another that hadn't tried the Sweetgrass Gringo or the V35. So I gave that to both of them.
Yeah. So I know that you told them who made that ashtray because the dude is amazing.
Alan Erickson.
Oh,
Hurricane, Utah. Is it
Utah? Utah. Yep.
Hurricane,
absolutely.
Utah. He does some great work, man.
Oh man, I'm telling you.
Here? Where it went?
Right here.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, those little doodads, man. He sent us a bunch of those for.
Yeah, they're cool.
For our inaugural CFW event that we had, and I mean, people wanted those things because they are beautiful.
Oh, they're fantastic, and they're not expensive. They're only like $10 a piece, man.
Well, and if you send him a bottle of whiskey, he'll send you a whole shitload of them.
I gave one to the chief, and I gave one to Chuck Jackson.
Yeah, you gave one to Chuck.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that'll keep you out of getting speeding tickets.
He's a CBD of the Ocean Springs.
You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to
do. He's a great. I love Chuck, man. He's
so
also a Florida State fan.
You know,
time to hit it, Jeff.
Okay, LeBron James says.
I guess if Bones would have given him one, he might not have got that. Well, okay. Anyway.
Yeah. We don't want to talk about that speech. It was an honest mistake, dude.
I know.
Mistake.
Yeah.
Like LeBron saying now.
LeBron said him 5 times in a minute that he's pissed that he didn't get MVP in the NBA.
Well.
He's all about himself. He's not about anybody
So who did
else.
they give it to? Or did they make the announcement yet?
Know.
He didn't even get the nomination.
No, I'm not even I haven't watched. I don't watch NBA. I might watch it here when it's on in the playoffs last quarter.
Yeah, because there's only 2 more games left, right? Ain't they up 2-0?
Yeah, but they're only going to the finals. They're in the semifinals.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought that was the finals.
They're playing. Shit, I don't even know who they're playing. And there's 2 other games. Hockey finals are on. NBA finals are on.
So one of you 2 guys are going to be excited about this news. Jackson State has a new head coach.
Yes.
I know.
Neon Dion.
I know Stokes is stoked about it. I don't know how well of a coach he's going to make.
Well, have you had a chance to listen to his speech to the class, to the people there in Jackson at the time?
Not yet.
Oh, dude, amazing. He says, I believe that we have great things here. You need to believe that you have great things here. And if you believe it, we're going to have great things here. So
that's basically the same thing Norville said when he came into Florida State.
Okay, well,
you got to believe.
You got to believe. And I think, well, Deion Sanders, we talked about this earlier, that now he's in this position. Wait until Florida State tanks a couple of years, and then he's going to be up for that opportunity in Florida State.
It could be. Josh, I was smoking a Rockefeller Maduro.
I'm smoking a CAO Bones Maduro.
And I got a Southern Draw. Who is it with us? What am I smoking, guys? I told you already.
I thought you said the Cedrus, didn't you?
No, it's not Cedrus. Come on.
Shows you how much I listened.
I told you.
I don't remember. You remember?
I forget too.
Which one is it?
Now I got to dig out the daggum because I forgot.
So. He don't even remember, man.
Fuck. What are you guys doing to me? Shit.
I got a Fox Cigar Maduro on deck. But then we also got to wrestling. Did you see the I wouldn't say it's maybe it's a mini series or documentary on the Undertaker?
Kudzu.
Called The Last Ride.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, no.
Pissed Vince McMahon off.
Oh, you dissed him a bunch of times?
Oh, the way he ended it? Yeah, he did not. Vince McMahon was not happy. But what does the Undertaker care? He's retired now. He don't give a shit.
Yeah, he made his money.
He was great, man. He's been wrestling,
long
40
time.
years?
Yeah, long time.
Hey, Doc's on. Doc Rodriguez is here.
Yes.
Dr. Doc.
What's up, my friend? Happy to have you here.
Christy's on. Hey, Christy.
Let's see. What else we got? We got some of it's political shit just because that's what everything that's going on. Caitlin's on. She said, go Big Red.
Well,
you'll get a kick. We're going to go back. We'll go back and forth between sports and whatever. Oh, new cigars are on their way, Doc said. Sweet. But I don't know if you read this.
To you or
more
to here?
For us.
Okay.
The Air Force orders, I can't say this without laughing about it. The Air Force orders better lactation spaces for nursing mothers.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
There's a big hose next to the charging station for your car.
My cadre is all males, and that's not by design. The only female that we had working for us,
correct.
She moved on and over into Vandenberg, but she was a nursing mom too, and she used our lactating room. We had to create one for our floor, for our building, because the Air Force says got to have it. So
why couldn't they just go in the bathroom and sit on the couch?
Oh, come on. We don't have a couch in the bathroom, and really
in the ladies' room you don't have a couch?
Heck no, it's for students, man. Come on. There's no couch in there. If there was, guys would be going in there taking a nap.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, let's call it what it is. If there's a couch, a guy's going to sleep on it.
That is true.
Whether it's in
a desk.
Whether it's in a female's bathroom or a male bathroom, they're going to sleep in it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all.
So what's your thoughts on the Supreme Court.
Well,
nominate somebody before the.
You actually saw my thoughts on it because one of your friends told me that I was really crass in my conversation. But look, I'm totally upset about the fact that both parties have politicized this. I mean, the body wasn't even cold yet, and they're going into who's going to get this and who's going to do that. That's total bullshit. And I think both of them suck ass because they did it.
Agree.
Both of them are guilty of it. Because
I agree with you on that, but I also think that the sitting president should be able to nominate and not wait till the election. Whoever. Well,
that precedence was set with our last administration. But previous to that, it has been kind of an unwritten rule that if you're in your term and you're getting ready for re-election, that the last year of your term you should not do that. It just wasn't proper, especially if you're a lame duck president. You know, you've served your 2 terms. You're at the end of your second term. They've kind of gone to the point where before the Obama administration, they said, no, the next president should have that. There's nothing written in the Constitution that says the president has to do it. It's a power grab, guys. It's what it comes down to.
Absolutely.
It's a power grab, and the bottom line is from somebody who's been on both sides of the aisle politically, having the Supreme Court stacked with all conservatives is not ever going to repeal Roe versus Wade. And that's what most people tend to think is going to be what happens, is they're going to repeal Roe v. Wade, and it's not going to happen. We've had Supreme Courts that were stacked with conservative judges, and they never even addressed the subject.
They're not going to
do it. They're not going to do it.
He's got 2 women that he's leaning towards. The one, she's like 49. She's highly conservative. She said a devout Catholic, blah, 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 yada, the usual. But then you also got the female that's of Cuban descent out of Florida.
So typically,
Cubans, will be a woman.
And Duncan can tell you, typically Cubans, when they come from Cuba, whether they were refugees or what, typically Cubans vote Republican. So that really isn't an issue. They're not doing that to pander votes. They're doing that based upon ideology. Again, going back to the way things have been in the past, typically they've asked that presidents, if a liberal judge is being replaced, they want them to be replaced with a liberal judge. Well, that's not cast in stone, but they've requested that to be a thing. And I don't agree with that. I think it's the person who appoints is right to appoint whom they choose. And that's what the big hoopla is about with this president is they know he's going to select a conservative judge and not even going to give a second glance at a liberal judge or even a moderate judge for that matter.
I don't know. I saw an article and I'll be honest, I didn't do any research on it. I don't know how true it was, but they said that Trump had a Supreme Court justice reveal and he shot a cannon off that shot out pink glitter to let you know it's going to be a woman. I don't know how true that is. I found it funny. I found it funny as hell. I don't think he should. If he did do something like that, I don't think he should have done something like that.
we have a lot of federal judges that have not been appointed. They have not been. They haven't made it through their Senate hearings because they're conservative judges that were appointed by the president. It just never confirmed because they're conservatives. So we've got a lot of federal judges that have never been seated as a result of the partisan bullshit that we've got going on. This, like Joshua says, it's going to be a circus.
Oh, that's cool.
If Trump wins the election, then there's no question who's going to have the nomination. Trump, because he won re-election. So that's going to be one of the main focuses on the Democratic platform is going to be, if you don't want him nominating a conservative judge, you need to vote for us. Forget the fact that Biden's dumb as fuck. Sorry, guys. But forget that entirely. You need to get us in power so that we can get the judge that you want. That's going to be a platform. That's going to be a party platform.
And my girl's back in the news this week too, man.
Nancy?
Oh, AOC.
Oh, she's in it big time. But AOC just said if Trump wins, they should just riot. I'm like, you got all these.
How can you legally make a statement like that?
They do it. They nobody should be condoning rioting and looting and
and all
that. Look what it's done. Man.
Is it her election coming up too in November?
Absolutely.
Every 2 years. There's a word used for that type of conversation. It's called sedation. And that's called, they're instilling a riot. They're provoking it. They're enticing it.
Absolutely.
They can actually be tried for just that thing alone.
Right.
And I think I think that it's time for us to stop inciting riots. Trump supporters aren't going to burn anything down if they lose. They're going to be pissed, and they're going to rally in 4 years and blow Biden out of the water, but they're not going to burn anything down.
No,
they're not going to tear up cities. They're going to accept it and move on and do better. The bottom line, they're going to do better the next time.
Let me get back to.
They're making themselves look bad. The conversation or the comment by AOC makes Democrats look bad.
Well, who was what's it called? Mitt Romney came out and said he supports Trump appointing somebody before the election.
Actually, no, it was the opposite. Mitt Romney does not support it.
No, he's
no, I heard that he supported it.
He supports holding it, the vote.
Wow,
Yes.
I actually read.
He turned around and said he supports it.
Wow, that's surprising because what I read in the comments or the conversation that I read after that was that he's just upset because he lost the nomination for the Republican Party. That was just bad sportsmanship on his part.
Well, that's what I thought. But then when I read that this afternoon, I was like, "Whoa, that's a big."
Kevin, you're absolutely right. He does. Biden does not serve a full term. Kamala Harris would become president at that point. No question about it. But then the question is, who does she tap as her VP at that point?
Well, was she ever vetted as the vice president? Is it
absolutely? She got to be. She's got to be.
They do that. They do that before they had to have done that before they nominated him, right?
Oh yeah, she's fully vetted before the nomination process. Yeah, they've gone through all that beforehand. That's why it took him so long to choose who his running mate was going to be.
Then we got what's her name now? Pelosi's now doubling down, going after the salon owner who owned the salon where the stylist cut her hair.
She makes herself look rather foolish by doing that. She really does. What she should have done is just simply apologize for breaking protocol and moved on, and that's all that would have been said, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
what do
Joshua talking about a swap. I'm assuming with Biden dropping out and Kamala Harris being the president. No, I don't see Biden, if he drops out or resigns as president, I don't see him becoming vice president. I see him.
No, they can't swap, can they?
No, I mean they could, but I don't see him doing that. I see him taking his war chest and going home.
Well, he should be doing. I can be completely wrong, but I think he's being used by the Democratic Party, and his wife's letting them do it. And I just don't. I
don't believe that you're far off on that, Bones. I think that
I don't think it's right.
No, I don't either. We live in a state here where our two sitting state senators were appointed by the governor. That the elected senators resigned or retired after they were elected, and the governor handpicked or selected their replacement without a vote of the people. And I think that's the sorriest form of legislation that we can have, is a representative that is not voted on by the people.
Yeah, he also I think it was Barr that came out. Well, it's the DOJ that came out and deemed New York, Portland, and Seattle anarchist jurisdictions. I'm not quite sure what that means, but what's going to happen with that?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time. I didn't catch all that.
DOJ said that they came out and said that New York, Portland, and Seattle are anarchist jurisdictions.
Okay, so yeah, what the caveat to that was, he labeled them as terrorist associations. So now they also have that label on them, that because of that these areas are now vulnerable to terrorism because of that.
Okay, I can.
And Portland certainly is. If you do not ever want to even think about walking around Portland with a MAGA hat on your head, because I don't know, you'll probably be beheaded for lack of better. I just don't know. I mean, those guys have lost their beloved minds.
Well, I got family that still lives in New York, and they won't even go into New York. They won't even go into the city. Not going to happen. I got friends that said, we can send you pictures that just. They said it literally looks like it's getting to be Escape from New York.
Well, and the people that are living there are moving to the suburbs in mass numbers, not the New York suburbs, but outside of the state of New York. So,
they're going to Connecticut. They're going to Jersey. They're buying up houses on Long Island like it's going out of style.
Well, that's New York State, but
it is. But yeah. They're moving to the suburbs and they're getting out of the city. And Cuomo's like, come back to the city, I'll buy you dinner. Really?
That's not, they want less taxes. They want less, they don't want the hassles of Antifa or parades of marches and protests and all that mess. They don't want to deal with that. People that live somewhere don't want to deal with that.
And he came out today too in a statement and said that he's thinking about raising taxes in New York. Well, it's already up there.
He has to, because the people that their tax base is moving out.
Dude, they're so broke. They are beyond. They got no money, and it hasn't been like that since before Giuliani or
sure.
Even Ed Koch had a better regime than he does. But we talked earlier for the folks that are on. We're probably maybe next week. We're going to start a segment. Not sure what we're going to call it, whether it's a spotlight or come up with something else. That whoever's on, we're just going to send out a link to them and bring them on the show if they want to come on the show.
So anybody that's on, any of our viewers could be selected to be the
join us. Be put in the room and come and join us.
Absolutely.
But we provide no crab legs or shrimp in the green room, though.
Well, that somebody else does that. We know that guy's a numbnut, so fuck him.
Oh, you don't even want it. No, we can't even go there.
Oh, I can go there, and I will if you want me to. I'll go all over that. You just say that. You just say go, and I'll go.
No, we're good. We know how you. We all kind of feel the same way, but we'll see. But last thing I have on the political side is Pelosi says she will not rule out impeachment to stop Trump from nominating the Supreme Court justice.
I don't know
what's impeachable about that.
Exactly. I don't know what he's done that's an impeachable offense. And again, to make a comment like that makes her look foolish.
Yeah, big time, Jeff. Mort.
As you can, as our viewers can well tell, I stay on top of the political banter outside here because, well, you're going to hear it here first. I intend on running for alderman if our sitting alderman decides I'm done. I'm gonna run for that seat.
Good for you, man. I can't vote for you because I live with the scum in Gulf Park Estates.
Who's going out?
I don't know who's your alderman. That's not Blackman or
that's Ricky.
Ricky Almont.
Yeah, Arthur, whatever it is. Yeah, if he decides,
I heard he's going to run for mayor.
If he decides to vacate the seat, I'm going to take it. I'm going to run for it.
That'd be cool.
I'll help you, but like I said, I can't vote for you because I don't live in city limits.
Well, I'll need a campaign finance manager. So there you go.
It's all about the money.
And we'll both go to jail when you
whatever we raise.
When you misspend the money, we'll both go to jail. That's
I'll come put the money that we stole and put it in your commissary.
Jackson County Jail.
Jackson County.
I missed a golden opportunity when the opportunity came for Jackson County supervisor when our supervisor announced that he wasn't going to run. I missed that opportunity, and that was because of a situation that I was involved in before, and an association I was involved in before, and y'all know who that is. That hurt me in my political desires. I've adjusted that, retooled, revamped, and I'm able to now stand up and say I've got the support of a few good people that are politically connected in our city. I think that personally, I think I got a pretty good chance of taking that seat if he decides he doesn't want to run again.
You're gonna have to get your own chair at the Cox's Barbershop.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of already have one with. I mean, I've got one barber I go to, and it's pretty much empty anytime I go in there.
Dude, he's back. Back next door.
Oh yeah, Tom's next door.
Back next door. They even got a barber pole in the window.
Nice.
Yeah, the landlord wouldn't let him put it outside.
Tom's a great barber. Our fans are people that we've listened to in the local area know that we highly recommend him. Does a great job on the beard, and will definitely make you feel good about going to an old time barber.
And he will do at home massage because he is a massage therapist.
Yes,
by trade.
He'll
bring his table to the house.
How about that?
Ooh,
yeah, that's what I said. $100 an hour, about an hour and a half. He said, give or take.
I think we need to make him a sponsor.
Works for me.
And all we have to do is each one of us gets an hour.
So, Lucas.
Uh-oh. You froze again. Start over again. Lucas
signed on. You know Lucas.
Yep.
He came and picked up the fire pit that I had, the wood burning fire pit.
Oh yeah.
Never used, covered everything, firewood and everything. So he comes over last week, and we carried the fire pit. We put it in the back of his truck. So then we go back behind the deck, and that little gray container had with all the firewood in it. Bo's been sniffing around that thing for God knows how long. There's something in there, right? So we take it, we put it in the wheelbarrow, and we take it to the truck, and we pick it up, and part of the bottom fell out a little bit, and we put it in the truck, and he just drops his end. What the fuck? And I saw something. He said, "God damn it!" Said this big ass rat came out of the container. He ran right across his arm.
Big Lucas. I mean, Lucas is he's a big dude. How he's scared of a rat?
He hates rats. He said he could have dealt with a snake, but he hates rats.
No, I'm the opposite. I would have dealt with the rat instead of the snake.
I don't like any of them, man. Welcome, Joe. Joe Bianco's out of somewhere up north in Massachusetts.
Joe Bianco. Hey, Bianco.
He's about 5'2".
Is he?
About 98 pounds.
Where do you know him from?
I met him on the Herf, and he's part of the. He's now a regular on Cigar Enthusiast with Ray,
cool.
and
Yeah.
Princess J.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, dude, he squealed like a bitch. Because I saw something scurry underneath my truck, and I was like, I didn't think nothing of it until I saw the look on his face. I said, what the hell happened? Because it ran right across my arm. It was.
That's crazy.
I wish that would have happened in front of your Ring camera, so you actually had a video of it.
Dude, I would have loved to have got that on video, man. Love it. But last thing I have is Kohl's committed that they will be selling BLM merchandise at the store, but not selling any blue line, supporting the police, anything like that. But they will sell BLM. You know, and that's people's choices. I've seen a lot of people say they're gonna boycott Kohl's. It's a great place to get work clothes, shirts, pants. You always get the Kohl's Bucks, and you get they're like Belks. You get these coupons that they hold behind the counter, and they scan them in. You get all these deals.
Yeah, and it's good deals too.
But I'm not buying any. I don't need any more work clothes. I'm not buying anymore, man.
Well, from a personal standpoint, I think that pretty much solidifies that Kohl's is going out of business.
I think they filed, didn't they?
Well,
I think you're right.
One of the big companies that was down here did, so it won't be long, because I know that there's a lot of people that back the blue, and I agree with them. I think that we need to support our police, not defund our police.
Absolutely.
And I don't support any organization that says kill the police or anything that wishes harm on others. I don't support them.
You know,
right. I agree with that.
I also read an article today, and this is a true story. Remember Alyssa Milano?
Yeah.
What show was she?
With Tony Danza.
Yeah.
Who's the boss?
Who's the boss? Who's the boss? She's all for defunding the police, blah, 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 all this and this. And yet she calls the police to come and protect her because she said somebody was trying to break into her house with a gun. And the police got there, and it was some kid that was outside with a little pellet gun trying to shoot
squirrels or whatever. Yeah.
But yet she's the first one to call them, but she wants to defund them.
Well, that's like the mayor of Minnesota talking about defunding the police.
More with the thing back to the store. If they're going to have shirts for the one organization, you should have it for the other. Because I won't go there if they're just doing the one.
Well, okay. Maybe they should not have either one if they want to.
Right. But if they're going to have one, have the other.
Absolutely. That's only fair. It's only proper.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, if you want to keep your audience, if you want to keep your customer base, it's the way it should be. You should be neutral.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Once you take a side, you're going to roughly lose half the customers, man.
Or pretty close to it anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely going to put a damper in your wallet.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna hit them in the pocketbook.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead, Bones. You had something.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, that's old age creeping up on you.
He said he's going to be in Biloxi in December that you guys need to go shoot pool.
Okay, I'm in, Josh. I get a 4, or I'll say 3. Give me 3 balls.
How many are on each side?
7.
I need a 7-ball handicap.
Yeah, because that's what he's going to do.
But Mav is already down 2 balls, so he needs 5.
Right. I'll go there Thursday to make sure everything's all right. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I told these guys earlier. I went and got my back cracked at the Doc Rosso's.
Oh.
And I went over to to vacuum my car out. And when I went to throw the hose up to put it back properly, it swung down like a pendulum, and it got me right on the left one, square as could be.
Oh.
Oh, I did that.
It was terrible.
I did that when I had a vasectomy after we had Brendan, and Caitlin kicked me right in the freaking
Nads?
Oh, dude.
Why'd you do that?
I picked her up out of the crib.
Oh,
I
so it just swung.
And I almost dropped her in the crib, man. I was like,
little kids, they are tuned into the fellas. They
are.
Their head height is right there. They run at you, boom.
Head butt dog.
The new dog is too. He
is he staying?
Oh, he's staying till January.
Okay,
but he's such a playful dog. Very. I can't. He's a loving dog, man. He likes to cuddle. He likes to lick. He's just a playful dog. But he likes to sleep in the bed too, under the covers, and that ain't happening.
Bo sleeps under the covers, doesn't he?
Yeah, Caitlin says that's payback for almost drowning her. I have to tell you about that one. So she was we were in Germany. She was maybe 5-6 months old. So Davey's sitting on the toilets over here, and I'm giving her a bath. I said, well, can babies breathe underwater? She goes, yeah. She goes, blow in their face first. Go. So what I did was I blew in her face, I looked at her, and then I put her under the water.
Who came up with that idea?
Bones.
You came up with that idea.
No, Davey said they do. You can, but
you did it the wrong way.
If I blew in her face and put her right under the water, she would have been okay. But I blew in her face, waited to make sure she was okay, and then I put her under the water.
And she spit up all the water?
And she remembers that.
So we were talking about pool, and Josh is going to use his handicap, even though he's a pool shark, to try to get me out of that game. Because, dude, I don't play pool at all. So you're going to have to give me you're going to run the table on me anyway, regardless.
If you miss a shot, then he has you.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's. You want me to play? You're gonna have to go by my rules on this one, because
swap counts.
You're gonna beat me anyway.
He has to use. I don't know if he's ambidextrous, but he has to use the opposite hand and give me a 4-ball lead.
Oh wow. Okay.
If he's ambidextrous, he's still going to beat you.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt. Listening to you guys talk about how he plays,
I have heard from Mav that he has beaten the Black Widow.
Yep, that's the truth.
So
she was the best. She was the best female pool player in the world at one time.
Absolutely, she was fun to watch too, man.
Well, groovy. We'll see what happens anyway.
All right, so we're going to call it. Is it time?
Not yet. We got a couple minutes. Yeah, kind of, sort of. But I want to say, Allie, I'm happy for you guys.
Finally get together.
He's a dummy, or he's playing it. You're the dummy.
How hard it's going to be when we leave the airport.
Yeah, I know. Don't get upset.
It's going to be hard enough to console Davey because I know she's going to bawl like there's no tomorrow. And I will too after he leaves. Like basic training, when we saw him graduate, and then we dropped him off at the dorm for the last time, I couldn't drive away. He goes, "What's the matter?" I said, "I know what he's going through. I know what he did." I mean, nowadays, unlike when Mort and I went into basic training, we went somewhere. We didn't have, we'd have to get up at 2:00 in the morning and go to the rec center and get on a computer and try and send an email or something.
There was no computers. It was a phone bank.
or chat or something. Luckily, I had a friend that worked the command post when I was in Korea, so they always put me, they passed me through. You didn't get, because you would get one morale call a month.
Yep.
And it's like, who do you call? But
5 minutes.
You got, and it was just, and it's always, being in Korea, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, but at least now you have Skype, you have Facebook, you have video, you have Zoom, you have this stuff, but it's not the same as a hug. It's not.
Sure.
So are we gonna have to hug you a lot more now, Bones?
Dude, this is.
Mav, go ahead and give him a hug real quick.
This is not an easy.
He'll be all right. He'll see him. Mort. We say he'll see him within a little over a year.
Yeah, it'll be less than a year. Yeah.
Because he has to go.
Yeah, he will. He will.
And I did mention to him, I said, Matt put me on the spot the last show. He goes, what? What do you mean? I said, well, he said, I thought you guys had a little bet that he would make staff before you did. And he beat me by 2 years. And I said, yeah. I said, I own $50. He goes, no, Dad, it was $100 bet. It probably was, man.
So
I remember making the bet. I know that for sure.
I forgot what you told me.
I think it probably was 100.
Yeah, it may have been.
Because I didn't think he would, but he buckled down. He made it second time, and I think if he stayed in, he would have made tech. But he's doing the right thing. He's going to be with the family, and don't. Yeah, right, Kalen?
Yeah, he's going to get what he deserves, and rightfully so. He's from what the conversation we've had with her. He made a great life's choice.
I think so.
I think he's going to be very happy, and I think she's happy that in less than a week she's going to get to see her husband.
Well, yes and no. He has to when he flies from Dubai to Brisbane, he has to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Oh, holy shit!
Not at home. He has to quarantine in the hotel that the government puts him in for 2 weeks at their expense, like $2,800.
At the government expense or at his expense?
No,
at his expense.
His expense.
Oh.
So I granted the room's paid for, the food is paid for. What he'll be able to do around the hotel, I don't know if he'll actually be able to leave the room. Probably not. They come and test him twice while he's here. So, but knowing he's there,
yeah,
because
right,
the granddaughter Haley is just waiting for him to can't wait for him to get there.
Oh yeah. Well, sorry you got to wait 2 weeks, but hey, anticipation.
Right in the corner.
Now he's just on a couple of flights. Like I said, he passed the COVID. He got a negative on the COVID test this morning, so he's good to go. He's on the flight. It's guaranteed. It's just getting there. But yeah, I'm ready to go. We can call it. And again, remember next week, we're gonna start that new segment. For you folks that are on here that did actually sign up for the Drew Estates barn smokers that got their money back, Mort's going to show you real quick the backpack that came in today. So they are starting to send out
for the VIPs.
They are starting to send out their swag bags. Now the regular tickets are getting the swag bags too, but they ain't getting that backpack.
Nice.
That is a big backpack.
So what did you get with that? I know you said you got a bunch of stickers. What else came with that?
You got a little prop, a little cigar prop with it, a bottle opener, barn smoker cutter, a lighter, the barn smoker lighter, little trinkets like that.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, if they would have kept the money, I probably would have been a little upset, a little slighted, because, without the cigars, this just isn't the same, because we looked forward to the barn smoker for the plethora of cigars.
Oh, not only that, it was the camaraderie and the people we met.
Yeah,
sure. Time we had. I mean, I've seen more drunk before, but not like that.
Ooh, no, and you probably won't see that for a long time.
Because he's like, I said he drank that whole bottle of wild turkey. I go, yeah. He goes, that's 151 rum. It's 151 proof. He's like, he didn't even realize it was the 151 proof.
So actually, I didn't care after about half the bottle. It was
But yeah, Allie says he has to stay in the room. He can't leave.
Ugh.
Wow.
But he's got his PlayStation in the back in his luggage. He'll play his video games. He'll watch his Twitch. He went in Best Buy today, got a couple of more converters so he can, do everything he needs to do. And just knowing he's there is a plus.
Yeah. Yep. So good for her. Good for him. Look forward to when they actually get together, seeing a picture of them together again instead of the wedding photo.
Oh yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, you're part of the Ashhole family. We're happy for you. We just can't wait for it.
If they ever make it back here to live, he does have a job with the 403rd. They will cross train him to the C-130s, being a crew chief. So he's got work there. He's going to work there once he gets a citizenship. He can't work until he gets a citizenship.
Yeah.
He can't work even though he's a spouse. He can't just go and.
How long does that take?
He's going to apply as soon as he gets there, and it's a whole different visa that he has to apply for and whatever. But if he didn't get on this plane, his visa would have expired out, I think, 19 October, and that would have cost like another $10,000.
Yeah.
They pay for everything over there.
So, Josh, I got a chance to go to the prelim for Cats Fest this year, where they were planning for it with the Cigars for Warriors, and I know if anybody that gets the opportunity to go to Cats Fest, you're going to have to give yourself a week to let your liver get back to its normal self, because they drink quite a bit at Cats Fest. So hopefully next year we can take a trip to Texas. It's a beautiful city. It really is a really cool city. Lots to do in this little bitty town.
Where was it at?
I can't remember the name of the city itself right now. It escaped me, but it really is. It's a pretty good little vacation spot. It's right on. It got a nice sized lake. It just really is a beautiful place.
I know we've all heard of Smoke Fest before, which is a big thing, and they're not having it this year, but they are doing a Smoke Fest virtual online.
Yeah, everybody is.
Is it worth going on? You're going to see people, meet people, hear people but hopefully this will be over soon, and things can get back to normal.
Yeah. Rodney
got his bag today too.
All right.
Regular bag from Drew Estates.
Some semblance of normal anyway. That would be nice.
But I want to thank everybody for coming on.
Yes, we enjoyed the show. So from the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge here at Coast Cigar, 2420 Government Street, we bid you good night from Mort at the COVID Studios. Me and Bones here at the lounge. Have a great night, everyone.
Thanks, Kevin.
Take care, guys.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.